and only light shining.
Yeah.
This is where we make a whole lot of noise and go crazy, crazy, crazy.
Thank you.
Thank you for such a wonderful intro. I hope I live up to it. What I write, I call weapons of mass instructions. And you know, and where I got that, I saw a sign, a poster one time, and it says, they were talking about the media. And the sign read, weapons of mass distraction. I say, wow, that's exactly what the media is. It's a distraction. And there are many things that will distract the person from what is real, because what many of us consider real is not real at all. So this first piece goes like this. We are victims of spiritual malpractice with a God complex in this fermented matrix of confusion, cursing God for the evils of mankind, victimizing mantras from tautological God salesmen. If all sins were paid for, none are forgiven, Mr. Holy Man. If all sins were forgiven, none were paid for. Felonious monks brandishing rotted tongue, grotesque music to the natural mind. Who can give birth to God? Who can give birth to God? What would God say anyway? You are the dumbest MF, most foolish person. You are the dumbest MF that ever tried to interpret my words. That was a quick edit, of course. That ever tried to interpret my words. I could have put an eye in each cheek of your ass, and every time you sat down, the lights would go out. Didn't I give you the ability to choose? Clocked into your DNA, proportion, symmetry, order, and the potential for excellence. Like your legs, if you never use them, you will never walk. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And stop calling me Jesus. This is God talking to you through the spoken word. Every entrance, every exit has a clearly defined purpose. What's your problem? The kidneys, the lungs, the spleen, the pancreas, the heart, all designed to check the filth, cleaning and purifying the blood, the oxygen, every system, the circulatory system, the respiratory system, the cellular system, the reproductive system, every system. And when the systems work together like this, it is called organization. But this wonderful, beautiful, magnificent organization is a victim of spiritual malpractice. In order to be good, you must suffer like Jesus. So the man feels that the woman must suffer to show her love. For her to experience happiness and peace of mind is sinful. She feels she must suffer like Jesus. Only unhappiness and suffering builds character. She feels neglected if she doesn't receive some kind of abuse. She wears her suffering, her abandonment, listen to her, as a badge of honor. And I met a young lady the other day, like, you too nice. You want to pay the bills. You want to give the children excellent counsel. You too nice. Well, maybe I should put my foot in your, and you just love me to death. This is a crazy kind of world we live in. And at the moment of our most excellent, most intimate, most sexual climax in the fuzzy triangle, she calls out to another man and says his name. Thank you, Jesus. We tell our children God is a communicable disease, that every baby born is corrupted with the Adamite inheritance, that salvation is not predicated on good works or the law. Standing in poison, impotent, and impoverished minds, taking self-indulgent ego trips, while our community is on its knees weeping. My mama had 20 bars on the front door, 20 on the back, and all the windows. Oh, how we love bars because of the issues in our tissues. Bars. Poetic fetishes of self-importance with a beat. Embracing mutilated testaments. Lies written by the scribes with their own hands, saying they speak the words of God. We are victims of spiritual malpractice by the scholars for dollars. We tell our children God is a communicable disease who does not know our weaknesses. We be like space cadets looking for the mothership, but don't realize if Captain James Tiberius Kirk of the Enterprise has an only begotten son named David, who is he? God with Hollywood's Bernstein advantage. While we illusionize ourselves eating pig meat, lying to our children. David was called the only begotten Son of God centuries before our righteous messenger Jesus was even born. Psalms 2 and 7. The phrase the Son of God is not to be taken in a unique literal sense. It's a metaphor. Divinity, or we should say the infinite and the finite, we cannot mix them like split pea soup, one consistency. You're not a human for 30 years, then suddenly you become God. Don't look at me like a roach trapped in a filthy cupboard. No, 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 no. Don't look at me like a roach in a filthy cupboard. Divinity is not a relative concept. We tell our children God is a communicable disease, that God is jealous and vengeful. Navigate the mind. Expose the enemy in yourself. Prove to yourself you are worth saving. Recite this poem silently or loud until it becomes like church's chicken to your mind. Greasy. Let the words deniggerize you. You will be better than Patty then, with a new attitude. You will destroy the old symbols and sing a new song. Most of you already sound like a misty storm of melodious vibrations of a Stradivarius. But others get the riches for the gift, because our leaders tell us nothing of jubal cane and tubal cane. So you just want to entertain. We tell our children God is a communicable disease. You are worth more than breath and britches that don't cover your ass completely anyway. You, your own self, will tell the vulgar soothsayers of this society to go to hell, because God is not a communicable disease. Thirsty for blood sacrifices that we see flowing in the streets every Friday weekend. You will tell the vulgar soothsayers to go to hell, because God is not thirsty for blood sacrifices, because blood is the river we were all created of, not to drink from.
All right.
What did I tell you? Always something powerful. Always something powerful.